Sorry for not uploading yesterday, y'all. I've been really busy with work because currently we have a huge Black Friday deal going on at the store where it's a bunch of products being given away. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on, and that's been causing me to be very stressed and very, very busy and behind schedule. So I'm sorry that I didn't get a chance to do a video, but at the end of the day, I do work a full job, and it is, even though I love my job, it is probably one of the hardest things you could ever imagine doing it for what it is. Because to run a dispensary, it takes a lot more than you think it does. It takes a lot out of you, and it is very exhausting in my opinion. But the best part about all of it is I get to smoke weed for a living, and that is my job essentially. So, as I said last night, we actually talked a little bit about the newest Stiiizy'S pod drop. Now, this is their botanical terpene pods. These aren't the live resin, these aren't the CDTs, these are just their BDT pods. This one right here is their Super Lemon Haze, their newest drop. It's coming in at a solid 86.05% THC, 0.47% CBD, and a total cannabinoids of 91.89%. And as I mentioned in the video, I actually got a new battery for this. This is a Stiiizy'S Big Battery. So if you guys haven't seen the Stiiizy'S Big Batteries, it's kind of like a 2-in-1 review today. So, the Stiiizy'S Big Battery, the Super Lemon Haze Pods. Let's start with the Stiiizy'S Big Battery. Off the bat, you're going to get this right here. This is a 620 milliamp battery compared to the original Stiiizy'S, which are 220 milliamps. You're going to get a little charging cable, and then you're also going to get this little guide and info book to tell you how not to blow yourself up with a vape, because vapes can be very, very dangerous. I was wrong about the milliamps. I thought it was 620. It's actually 550, but still that's a lot more than the 210 or 220 from the small stick batteries. So this is a theoretically longer lasting battery, so it should go for I think they said up to 10 hours is how long these things last. That being said, this is our Super Lemon Haze. This is our little pod right here. The oil is extremely clear. If you look at that color, it is very light yellow with a little bit of just clearness. There's not really a lot of any kind of dilutants or anything in there to make it look a little bit thicker or a little bit darker, which I appreciate. But also to the same degree, I always wonder about this stuff that looks a little artificial yellow. That just makes me kind of I'm not 100% certain I'm down for that. But at the same time, I have been ripping on this a little bit to kind of just get a gist for what it is. But let's go ahead and get our first rip, y'all. Cheers. Off the bat, this battery pulls much harder than a regular Stiiizy'S battery. It has just a little bit more oomph to it, in my opinion. For the pod, off the bat, I'm getting this kind of sweet lemon flavor. I'm getting a little bit of a lime flavor. And then on the exhale, I'm getting a smidgen of cannabis taste. It does have kind of some almost cherry notes to it as well. So it's kind of a lemon cherry kind of mix with a little bit of not weedy taste, but more of a floral essence. It kind of has the finish of lavender or some sort of flower with a little bit of linalool in there. And then on the inhale, you're getting that really citrusy, that really fruity, that really sweet, that little bit sour kind of taste. So overall, I mean, you're getting a nice balanced flavor. I will say it is just BDT pod. I mean, it's nothing crazy or spectacular, but it's definitely a decent distillate pod. I mean, I don't mind it at all. I think this is a pretty solid vape. In terms of effects, it's kind of an energizing, wake you up, kind of get you going on your day, but it's not one of those super, super energizing strains. For me, I'm getting a little bit of a nice light buzz behind the eyes, a little bit of a head change, but overall, I'm just getting this kind of energized effect. I'm not getting anything super tired. I'm not getting anything super uplifted. It's just this kind of energized, kind of ready to go about my day, do my thing, and get it done. You know what I mean? Which I can appreciate that. I'm a pretty big sativa guy. I do like my sativas quite a lot. At the same time, I'm also a very energetic person already, so do I really need all of that energy? Not necessarily, but at the same time, it's best to know, hey, this is what it does for me, this is what this does for me, and have that wide arsenal of all my different cannabis products, so I know when I have certain situations where it's hey, maybe I need something to help with nausea, I got you. Hey, I need something to wake me up, I got you. And so that way I have all these little stepping stones in place, so in case I have an excuse to smoke, I have a reason to right then and there. But overall, if I had to give the Super Lemon Haze Pod a score or a rating for what I think it's worth, now mind you, these are $35 pods, I would have to give this, I think it's a 7 out of 10. Nothing too spectacular, nothing too crazy, but definitely a really solid product. Now, the reason I'm going to give it a 7, not like a higher score, is primarily because of the fact it is distillate, it is botanically derived terpenes. The fact that it is a 7 means that it's going to be smokable, in my opinion. I personally am not a big BDT guy. I'm not a big, like, fake artificial cannabis flavor guy, but I know there are a bunch of people who do like it, and they would probably really like this, honestly. But I think 7 overall out of 10 is a pretty fair score. I think it's really solid. I think the big battery is really cool though, because it's definitely got a lot more pull to it, a lot more like oomph in terms of hit, and yeah. So that's pretty much all I have for y'all today. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know down in the comments below. Also, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, because we are growing at a rapid rate, and we're trying to hit 5K subscribers by the end of the year. Thank you guys so much, and I will see y'all in the next one.